"I don't need to invest in my brand to be successful in the market," said no company ever. Well, maybe Craigslist, Etsy, or Siracha sauce. But what to do if you don't have a unique product or service and operate in a highly competitive environment? My answer is simple. Know who you are and shape your distinctive brand identity. This will set you apart from your generic competitors. Hello, my name is Vlad and I'm the Marketing Sales Director here at Growth Tribe. Even though my recent OMTM, One Metrics That Matters, was revenue, I'm still a true believer in the power of branding and what can it do for you and your business. A very common misconception about branding is that it's just about fluffy metrics, but that's not the case. Let's look at some stats. Matista research showed that customers who have an emotional connection with a brand have a 3 times higher lifetime value. And the Pitchbook survey about sourcing private equity, they found out that 82% of investors want their companies they invest in to have a strong brand. And finally, after surveying 400 organizations, Lucid Press concluded that consistent branding can actually increase their revenue by 23%. And here I have a little interactive question for you, Dora the Explorer style. Who can tell me the difference between those cups of coffee? I'll give you 5 seconds to answer this question. Absolutely same coffee, but different price. What can be the key driving factor? Correct! The cup on the right is Starbucks. Having a strong brand allows you to charge high prices, hence having a high profit margin, even if it doesn't match the quality of your product. Sorry, Starbucks. Branding has a huge impact on your business. For bringing new customers in, supporting your paid channel efforts, building trust and loyalty, and even shaping your buyer's self-concept. But what is actually a brand? To put it simply, brand is a perception of a company in the eyes of the world. Or if you're an Amazon fan, you prefer Jeff Bezos' definition of brand, which by the way is also super relevant for the concept of personal branding, your brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room. Since we as consumers are often overwhelmed by the choice of products, brand can be a decisive factor when making a purchase. But to have a strong brand, it means to have a distinctive brand identity. Very often, people mistakenly think that brand identity is just your logo, visual elements, and house style. However, brand identity is much more than that. It's a collection of all elements that a company creates to portray the right image to its consumer, and includes your culture, mission, vision, tone of voice, and even behavior of your employees. It's very similar to human identity, in the way others would shape a certain opinion about you based on how you look, how you talk, and also how you behave in public. My favorite model to illustrate how brand identity works in the consumer's brain is the Brand Concepts Map, published in the Journal of Marketing Research by Deborah John and Barbara Loken. Let's illustrate it with the example of Nike. When we hear the word Nike, some of us might think about products such as shoes, sneakers, or socks. Competitors such as Adidas, Reebok, Skechers, related concepts such as running, air, just do it, or brand attributes such as cool, awesome, expensive. As you see, there are also negative connotations, such as sweatshops. As marketeers, we try to build an ideal brand map to create positive brand associations. We do this by launching different campaigns and communications and avoiding negative associations with your brand by not being involved in dubious activities or PR scandals. It doesn't matter if you're part of a well-established brand or just a startup, I strongly advise you to run this exercise when establishing or evaluating your brand identity. Ask your customers, or even your employees, the following questions. What associations do you have when you hear your brand? Identify the most mentioned responses and use them as a foundation of your brand associations map. If you want to go the extra mile, you can give a list of the 10 most mentioned associations to respondents and ask them to create secondary associations. This way, you can build a more sophisticated brand concept map that might look something like this. In the description below, I left you a template with a video explanation on how to create your own brand associations map. You can use it to check the current market perception of your brand or as a starting point for building your brand communication strategy and shaping your distinctive brand. So, there you have it. This was your brief introduction to brand identity and a useful model on how to illustrate it. In my next video, we'll cover the brand communication empowerment model, which will help you to build a strong and consistent brand, aligning it with your company's vision and mission. Let us know in the comments if you have any questions or if there are any other topics on branding that you would like me to cover. Thank you and see you next time.